When I think about giving and speaking about giving, it brings up a really vivid experience and memory that God shows me every time when there is an offering. Shortly after college, I went on a trip. I ended up traveling up India. And at the very end of my trip throughout India, I ended up in Dharamsala. During the time I was in India, I was just struck by the extreme poverty that I saw. And so when I found myself on just waiting for a bus stop, at a bus stop with this other woman who was usually a beggar, she had her child with her. She was sitting there, it was early morning, and I was sitting there with her and she was with her child, and she had a greasy bag in her hands. And I didn't know what was in there, but obviously she had taken the time to get some breakfast. It was her breakfast. It was fried bread. And at that point in time, she looked at me and we looked at each other, and she motioned towards her mouth of wanting me to eat with her. And she reached out and gave me a piece of this fried bread. And at that moment in time, I was just so moved, because out of her nothingness, out of her, the start of her day where she was going to find herself begging just to get by all day, she took a moment to say that she was to share with me, and it didn't need to be in words, that she was not going to sit and eat with a stranger she didn't know. She was going to share everything that she had with me. And I remember the sensation of chewing into the fried bread and just tears streaming down my eyes. And when I looked back at her, I was so happy. I was smiling. We were just smiling at each other, and I was chewing bread with tears. There was a little saltiness to it, because at that moment, what she shared with me was the most phenomenal gift of giving, that it just changed my perspective of what Jesus has called us to do, to pour out beyond measure, to give out of our nothingness, to also partake in the experience of life with one another. That has been really my true living testament and experience of Luke 21, 1-4, where Jesus is teaching a lesson and showing his disciples the widow's offering. And as we read, it says, Jesus looked up. He saw the rich putting their gifts into the temple treasury. He also saw a poor widow put in 2 very small copper coins. Truly I tell you, he said, this poor widow has put in more than all the others. All these people gave their gifts out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had to live on. This is the widow's story that I experienced in my life. And as Jesus shared this story and showed his disciples, he was able to show me in my life in that one moment where the woman with her child, out of nothing, shared a piece of bread with me. And that has changed my perspective on humanity and giving for the rest of my life.